Up, Adnan? I appreciate you coming on. We're going to hear a little bit about Adnan's story and how he's came from not knowing English to now running. I'm assuming probably a seven-figure business, if not for sure this year. Um, so yeah, Adnan, if you could just kind of introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about it, and yeah, what you got going on.
Yeah, so my name is Ednan Qasim, originally from Yemen. Came to the US back in 2020 with all my family and no English, no money, not knowing anything, about business, what I'm gonna do, and all this stuff. My first ever job was when I came here. Used to work at a gas station, and then for about a year and a half quit, start selling cars online. After that, open a retail business, and since after I opened the business, start learning about real estate because I was really interested in getting into the real estate game, but didn't know how. And start taking the class to become an agent because that what I was thinking. That's the only way to get into real estate. Took the class because of the language. It was a little bit hard. Couldn't pass the exam to get the license, and then I was like, "There's a better way, maybe." My goal was to get more into investing, and then start a fix and flip with one of my cousins. And after we did one flip, I heard about wholesaling because the deal that we bought was a wholesale deal from a real estate agent. So then the wholesaling concept shocked me and got my interest and started learning about wholesaling. Did a couple deals and then invest a lot of money in education, mentorship, and it just from there start going and getting deals here in Connecticut, doing more fix and flips, doing more of wholesale. And the beginning of 2024, I signed up with RJ Bates, and here we go. Now
Yeah,
with Titanium Community.
yeah, I love it. So something that stands out to me with you a lot is like you said, you knew no English, you come over, and then you say it very humbly, but it's like, I got a job in sales, and then I just like you were just things that I feel take a lot of Americans maybe 5, 10 years to like just even take the jump to do the entrepreneurial thing, and you're like, screw it. So I guess, and you come over right in peak COVID. So like 2020 was a weird time to come
Yeah.
over. So I mean, what was the best way, or how did you really learn like English, and how to not even just know English, but know it well enough and to like sell?
Yeah, so it was I think a drive and more liabilities over my head, and that got me to learn everything like so bad, from the English, learning about business, about real estate, how to be good at sales, communication. And the thing that helps me a lot is reading books. I stayed very focused with talking to people, trying to practice more with customers, with friends, build more relationship with people that basically like American people who was born here, that just speak English, and learn from them. It just all more like practicing and having goals. That was the things that helps me I read a lot of books since 2020. Was studying every day at work when I get back home. My other biggest thing that helped me, especially with English, is my wife. She was born here, and just having communication every single day, trying to just speak the language and learn from her a little bit. It's just more like practicing and having goals and getting things done.
I love it. So when you said like at the point where you became a car salesman, at that point, like were you very like settled in and comfortable with your English and the selling skills, or was that like a you took a jump and kind of learn on the fly? Like where were you at that time?
Yeah, so while I was working at the gas station, one of my family members, he sell cars, right? He buy cars from auctions and list them online and all platforms, and selling cars just basically like on the street. Um, so then the money that I was making from the gas station wasn't enough, right? To survive, have a family, having a wife. Year after I came to the U.S., having a kid. Um, so I asked him if I could help him out during the morning time, because my job was starting like we're starting at 12 p.m. So I was like, I gotta do something like as a side hustle, or at least like learn how to buy and sell stuff on my own, right? Because my goal when I start working at the gas station, like everything I'm focusing on, when is the day that I'm gonna quit? Yeah, and there's one book that changed the whole mindset since the beginning. It was Rich Dad Poor Dad. That
Yeah.
book got my attention. Ordering the book. I was reading the book in English, but then I had to translate to Arabic. Like 85% of the book, like I translated to Arabic, and just like that book changed my mindset to create my own reality,
Yep.
and start my own things. But then I asked my family members, like my family member, to help him out and learn from him a little bit. So I started working with him 5 6 hours a day, you know cleaning up the car, doing a little bit stuff on the car, fixing a little bit, learn from him. And I was just focusing like on how he talked to customers when they come take a look at the car. Little by little, I start helping him. Start meeting with the customers and showing them the car. At the time, my English were not where I'm at right now. It was like just a little bad, but I'm not shy. That's my whole thing. Like, I'm not afraid to learn. I'm not afraid to make mistakes. Like, I'll try to just get it done, no matter what, right? If you believe in yourself and you just like brave, so I start talking customers, listing cars on my own, start buying a little bit cars from him, list them online, meet with people that want to check out the car, and just to start developing the sales skill set a little by little. After I opened my first retail business, then at the time I started learning, I started going all in into real estate and learning everything about it, until now, just learning every day.
Yeah, I love it. And a couple things that you do very well, which you hit on there, which I'm huge on, is action taking and mindset. And that's what I was kind of hitting on earlier. Like you're just action, action, action. That's what I do. I'm like, I'll fail 3 or 4 times, but we're failing forward. Like you're learning through that whole process.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love your mindset. Um, like I said, it's very impressive. Your whole story. Um, so you said your cousin kind of got you into it. It seemed like did a flip. So at what point and how did you decide like this is what I'm doing? Like you've seen the proof or whatever it may be, and you're like, I'm going all in.
So this is a great story that happened with me in the beginning, when I started in real estate. when we did our first flip, I found out that the real estate agent who gave us the deal of market wholesaled it to us and under his wife company, right? So they made $55,000 wholesaling the property to us, and I didn't know that until we closed on the property. Um, and then I started asking him like, how did you guys make all that money? Just by, not even buying the property. I always was hearing about wholesaling online, these ads, and the coaching programs and all this, but I didn't like believe, I didn't have that confidence to even believe that things works, right? Like what most people does now, right? Well, maybe now is a little bit better. It's been 5 years, but then after I knew that he wholesaled it to us, I make all that money, and we're just at the time we're just interested in fixing and flipping, right? Had a little bit capital to start with, so it was like let's fix and flip properties. Then after that, I started searching about wholesaling and learning the basic stuff online on YouTube. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start tell everybody that I buy houses for cash, and then see like when my first deal gonna come. So start telling everybody, and even I went online and do my first ever like video on my Instagram and talking about my company name, and I buy houses all over. If you want to sell, blah blah blah, just we'll give you a cash offer, all this stuff. Then our contractor gave me my first deal. So start talking to him. Hey, if you find that someone want to sell, just let us know. We'll buy it, and then we'll let you do the work, and let's continue that relationship. So he gave me a deal here in Connecticut. Um, and he was like, I got this lady. She want to sell. Her dad passed away, and I was like, oh, okay. Where's the address? Just give me her contact or make us an appointment. Told my cousin, hey, let's go check out this house. My cousin, he's very good at the construction side of knowing the condition of the properties and how much it's gonna cost and all this stuff. That's his blueprint. So went to see the property. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I don't know how to write up the contract. I don't know like if I'm gonna be able to sell it, if the numbers make sense. It just like I don't know nothing. But I was before that I watched a video for that guy, Jerry, what's his name?
Norton, Jerry Norton.
Yes. And
Yeah.
then he were talking about his first deal ever, that you don't need to know everything. Just take the first step, take the first action, which go find the deal. Don't worry about the contract, don't worry about how I'm gonna find a buyer. Is that works? All these overthinking stuff. So went to see the property, get the property. The seller was asking 30K for the property. And I was like, okay, it seems like it's a good deal. Then I start searching on Facebook, trying to find someone to help me out. I found out Francisco, who is right now, me and him like have a great relationship for 2 years, closed a lot of deals together. And he was already into wholesaling for 6 years, I think. And called him. I was lucky that he's from the same city I live in, and I met with him. I called him FaceTime. He helped me out with writing up the contract and send the contract to the seller. Get the property under contract. Then I was like, "Hey, let's find a buyer." Then another wholesaler helped me out to find a buyer, and that deal, we made $42,000 on that deal. So proving this concept, making 42,000 without purchasing the property, and didn't need any credit income, anything of that. And that just like I decide to just go all in.
Yeah.
Then from there start just investing in myself until I joined RJ last year. RJ was one of the things that I want to connect with and learn from. Even though in 2023, I started all this 2023 on January, made my first deal on February, And then 2023 was a great year. Me and my cousin, we made like over $500,000 between fixing and flipping and wholesale. And then but I didn't had systems and processes, and it was all just like you could say like hustle, getting
Yeah.
properties from agents, driving for dollar, other stuff. So I don't have a real operation after until I join RJ and start, learning more about the business, building more network, and especially deciding to go in other states as well.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I'd say a $42,000 check. You're like, okay, and that's probably what you were making in a year at a gas station, I would assume. Um,
exactly.
yeah, so once you see that hit, you're like, wait, because I think a lot of people are that way, man. Like I'd see RJ doing his thing online, a couple other people doing it, and I used to think like, are they in some big group where like this is fake and they're just wanting to put it out there to make money? Like I didn't believe it at first either. Um, okay, so you'd mentioned some network and stuff. How important to you is networking, and how did you actually get yourself out there to create these relationships?
I'm a big fan in networking. I've been 2 years just building network and connection, and I made most of my money through network
Yep.
and relationship, and build a good connection with big buyers that spends millions of dollars on properties cash. This is my number one goal that I'm working on every single day, whether with connecting with people online or going to, you know, meet them in person, going to a lot of events, confidence, just to masterminds. I think it's the most powerful thing that anybody could have right now is network. It's all about who you know.
For
And to
sure.
me, it's like I believe always on this. No matter where I do every single day, working hard, doing the things and not achieving where I want to be in the future, I believe I'm only one new human relationship away from doubling my net worth. This is just like I believe in 1,000% that anybody had he only need one shot or one meeting or one hand to shake. This happened with me a lot, and it's always improving. So I'm at a point where I'm willing to invest whatever I have to connect with the right people or the right guy that I want to connect with. Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people undervalue that. Like you said, I mean, you could wing it by yourself, do your one man band thing, but like it's only going to go so far. You can't build something like super good and successful without having a team or a network of just,
Yeah,
I mean, you put the brains together, it's just better. um,
exactly.
Again, on your I keep getting shocked with how quick you implement in your speed. So you'd said you'd started in January, you'd closed your first deal in February. I hear all the time of people go a year, 2 years, maybe don't even close a deal. What separated you to be able to actually close a deal within, we'll say, the first month or two of even doing it?
Well, believing in the process and believing in myself, and that first deal we made, it was a proof of concept that this thing work. And I'm a type of person, if I see something works and I have so much passion about doing it, I'm gonna stay consistent until I achieve like what I want to achieve. So staying consistent after that deal, investing money in myself, attend masterminds and events, and try to just put myself out there. Um, it just like I was consistent, like driving for dollars, calling people, try to call a lot of agents every single day, try to get a deal here and there. And I think like once anybody, you know, you do a deal two deals, three deals, and you just believe in that, and you have a dream and goals to achieve. Especially me, I have a big drive. Like, I think there's something inside me, like, that, drive me every day to the things that I want to achieve in my life. My biggest thing is my own family, my wife and my kids, and my parents, my brothers, sisters, my whole family. Those are my goal in my life, and I'll do what it takes to provide what they need, right? So it just staying consistent, and why I'm doing this. You gotta ask myself why, and the answer is so big, to a point where I gotta do what it takes.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I mean, like I said, you got the action, the mindset, you got the motivation. Super, super impressed with all of it. You keep bringing up, on the topic of networking again, events and masterminds,
Yeah,
and something I noticed that differentiates people is the people that are on the lower end look at that as like a bad debt, and they shouldn't do it. But then you have people that are actually doing big things. Like I have some partners in Texas. We have Travis Wells. He's also in Texas. That I think Travis's goal is to spend $1 million a year on personal development and meeting people. Um, so it sounds like you view that the same way, as opposed to like it being a liability or debt. It's really an asset. So, I mean, how many events or masterminds do you plan to attend this year, or what would be a goal that you would like to go network with more people?
yeah. My goal every year, like, to build more network than I built the previous year, and to invest. I think almost the same goal that Travis had,
Hmm.
because every time I spend money on building more network and more relationship, getting more knowledge, I made it back. Like, the return on investment in yourself is just unbelievable. And a lot of people, they don't pay attention to this, but like I said, I believe in this. I'm only one new human relationship away.
Yep, I
I
love that.
only need one hand to shake. There's a billionaire guy who said this, and it just is stuck in my mind, that I'm just gonna keep going, keep going, keep going. No matter what I have, no matter what I achieve, I'll just keep going, because I don't know when that gonna come, and every time it's coming. I connected
Yeah,
with buyers who I made a lot of money from, and not just this. It will never about the money. It's about, continuing the relationship and providing these opportunities to people who needs them. Since I think in 2 years I spent around 65,000, if not more, just investing in myself, attending masterminds, mentorship. And if you ask me now, what's the benefit from this? It's more than 20x return.
yeah, yeah,
Not just this, and it stays with me. The connection, the relationship, the knowledge that I'm getting every time. I'm developing myself, my knowledge, my self improvement toward the future.
yeah. And anybody doing it at like a high level, they have the same mindset: network, network, network.
Yeah,
And even like us, we started out in titanium together. Who knows? In 5 years, maybe we're both into, I don't know, commercial, industrial. And from this relationship we've already built, it's hard to tell what's going to happen down the road.
exactly.
Um, so I love all that. Um, as far again as you're, coming over as a immigrant, have you seen any like unique advantages or opportunities that has brought you?
Um,
Like
like
has it helped you anyway, whether it be in in business or relationships, and maybe there isn't, but I didn't know if there was any unique opportunity that you've connected with someone possibly about that, or maybe it's helped you in maybe seller calls or buyer calls.
um the things is, I was just like learning and searching, like how can I own a business in America, how to do the paperwork and all this stuff, opening a business, and just searching to learn everything that I want to do. I think I got a little bit of help,
Yeah.
but it's about like what's the things that I need, and the things that I was always looking for since I started my first job is I want to have my freedom. I want to just create my own lifestyle, my own reality, and um start learning, like in order to do this I have to buy and sell, I have to start a business, I have to leverage other people, I have to start getting passive income. That it take a lot of requirements to do this, and actions, and you fail and then you get up and do it again. And I bought businesses that was a mistake to buy, and learn from that, and moving even my retail business to another place to improve the business works. So I think it's just you learn every time new things. And like I said, I'll go back to this. Everything, the only thing, the most important thing that helped me is network and connecting with other people and learn from them, and implement these things that I learned to improve the things I want to improve.
Yeah, I love it. um What's maybe something that, and you maybe learned this in your retail business or the gas station, or maybe even in the wholesaling? Um, what was maybe something, like a misconception you had, like coming into business, you thought it was going to be this, and then all of a sudden it was completely different, and like you had to unlearn and adapt. Can you think of anything there?
Yes, so on the beginning I was thinking that starting a business and start making, good money from the beginning, from day one, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
So the thing I missed is like it takes a lot of time and effort, and a lot of implementation, especially where I learned from Rich Dad Poor Dad book. If you own a business and you spend your time there, it's become your own job, and it's not a business. And I was always, he have that method, E and B and I, and the other thing is like forget the fourth thing, but it's like basically you start to become an employees, and then small business owner, and then a big business owners, and then you get to a point where you become the investor, right? So my whole goal was like he was talking about, if you become on the E, then you're employee, and then you quit, and then you start your own business on the S side, and you small business owners, so you have a business but you run it, right? And in the beginning, it was like that. I have a business, but I run it. And then I started learning, like, how could I leverage this and, replace myself? Then I learned that I have to leverage other people. And there's three things that anybody could make it and buy back his time. Is, you need systems, and implement some, good systems to automate your business. And then you need a little capital to invest, and you need people to implement in your business to leverage, their time, so I could buy back my time. When I did this, me and my partner, having a good system, good processes in the business, and having a capital to invest, and getting the right people to run the business, then I replaced myself from that. Same thing with the wholesaling, I started myself. And my cousin, me and him were doing just fix and flip. And then I started learning, calling a lot of people, and then hiring a caller, hiring two callers, three callers. Then I started learning about, the other marketing strategies, PayPL and pay per click and all this. But it's all comes down to the more people you implement, the more systems you implement to your business, the more time you buy back, right? And
Yeah.
I'm just working big on this. My goal is to just like, leverage. It's just about leverage.
Yeah, I love it, and that's something that we're in our business constantly trying to improve is systems, processes. And it sounds like you came from pretty much how we all started with just some mumbo jumbo slop. Like I kind of know what I'm doing, but once you really nail it down, and the deeper you nail it down, the more well oiled it becomes, and becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
Um, so, with that being said, how do you think from that beginning till now, how does your business operate differently? And how did you make it more efficient?
So the wholesaling, especially the wholesaling business, or even with the fix and flipping business with my partner, um, I delegate almost everything on this. So starting with my own callers from Egypt, connecting with a guy who owned the call center, hiring more people, and just implement a lot of stuff to all my virtual assistant. Right now, I have five and hiring one more, from like acquisition, teaching them and train them to become acquisition managers. We even have one dispo on the team. I leverage that and automate the business. Also, with the fix and flip inside, my partner is running the operation, to a point where the goal in 2023, the beginning of 2024, our goal was like, how could we work on four, five, six flips at a time? And finally we got to a point right now where we have right now five uh flips going on, and it's all automated. And we have a couple probably listed, another two is coming soon, like we're closing on them, another one we closed yesterday. So I'm trying to just like implement systems and invest money on this and leverage other people. Trying to oversee all the business, especially with wholesaling, and so I could buy back my time. That this is my whole goal, and just keep it from there. Just keep improving it, and like you said, building more network. And like even now, like I'm type of person like, if I what we have in the titanium is very valuable. Just having people all over the states that willing to go and help you to close a deal, to me, like this, to everyone, there's no reason for anybody to not closing deals. If you have, there's some people, I think I already coach like five or six people about real estate. And that's funny, when I signed up with RJ, I was not going to sign up because like I was like, I'm already doing deals, and I did good in 2023. What's gonna make the difference? And I had two calls with Justin, the guy who worked with RJ.
Yeah.
The first call I didn't like move forward, and then I was like, let me think about it. Call me like in a couple days or so. And then I thought about this. I was like, I was always watching RJ, and I even asked Francisco, hey, do we have a mentorship program or like a class to join? And he said, no, you just gotta wait. It's a waiting list, and he just started this. So I was very interested in it, but at the same time, something like, why would I spend the money? I already know. And then I was believing, I was like, there's something different about this guy. I don't know. He's the only one that I think got my attention a lot with this industry. And then before I signed up, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sign up and connect with all the relationship he has and get the knowledge he got, and I could sell that knowledge too and make money.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was like, if I could just invest to myself for myself, and have that knowledge, with me, all over and over and over again. No one gonna take my knowledge from me, and I could help other people to start closing deals and charge them for my time. I'll make my money back, guarantee. And just from the things that I have learned from RJ and Cassie and all the team, and you know the whole thing, I made a lot of money just like teaching other people what I have learned.
Yeah.
So sometimes people, they're not willing to take that risk. Even to me, like, even if I'm broke, I'll just swipe the card and the credit card and whatever and invest in myself. Because if you have something very valuable, people will pay you for your time, and anybody will willing to pay you if you're gonna help them to learn how to make money. Especially with this, like, it's a virtual business. Like, that's the beauty about it. Like, my goal was always like to look for an online business that I could run it without me stuck in one place. I want to always be with my around my family, raising my kids. Got two kids right now, and I want to raise them the right way. And everything takes a lot of, it takes energy, time, and money, and so there's nothing gonna come easy, like, you know.
Yeah. And again, you mentioned the cold callers and getting in touch with people. That goes back again to the network. If you
Yeah.
wouldn't have been looking for people, talking to people, you may not have that team. You might be working in your business still. So I love that. And then you see opportunity a lot. You know, you learned, like you said, from RJ. Well, that just created opportunity. So now it's like pay it forward to teach others, but at the same time monetize it.
I had this, just a quick story, like, um I started, like, after I joined RJ, and learn everything from him, and watching the course and trying to like duplicate that with whatever things that I have. I love coaching, I love talking to people, I love like helping people. Like, even sometimes I help people, like if I meet them at a coffee shop or a restaurant, or they ask me what I do. Also, I tell everybody what I do, and
Yeah.
I just help them. Like, I even give them the basic stuff, and if they want to like connect and meet in person, one on one, and all this, people will become more interested on you and from the things that you achieve, right? So I coach about 5 people since I joined with RJ, and there's one guy. This is a great story. There's a guy that I sold him my retail business 2 years ago. I bought a business. It was a bad decision because of the location and the area. So I put the business for sale, and that guy came from New York. I live in Connecticut. He bought that retail business from me, and I was like, I'm done with it. At the time, I was just want to sell the business because we have other business, but that business took my time and not making me like anything. And at the time, I was just, I'm gonna go into real estate. That was 2 years ago, and I'm not gonna do anything else, just real estate. So I sold that business to this guy. He didn't do well for about a year, and he was asking me when we sold the business to him, why we want to sell and all this. I was like, I'm just going all into real estate, and I cannot handle that business, and not making anything because I'm not there, and I don't want to be there. So long story short, this guy started following me on social media, and for 2 years, I'm trying to put myself out there. I'm not very consistent with social media, especially now, but I'm going to. This is one of my goals I want to achieve, to just go on social media all in and start helping others. So this guy followed me and start watching me flipping properties and buying and selling. Start connecting with me. 4 months ago, we had a call, me and him, and I told him basic stuff about the business and all this. And he was like, I was like, I'm willing to help you one on one and spend a lot of time with you and then he sold the business I sold him, by the way, because he
Okay.
was in New York, and he wants to get into real estate. He was like, brother, you motivated me, and you got my attention that I want to get into real estate. And this guy is 47 years old. He was like, you shocked me of what you just did. So I was like, yeah, I could help you and all this. So this guy paid me to teach him 3 months, 4 months ago, and we make a deal to teach him everything I know and connect him even with relationship and network that I have from the community. And I coached him for 3 months, and yesterday he closed on his first property with us. So I helped him to get
Awesome.
the knowledge with real estate, with wholesaling, and I'm helping him right now to set up all his business like the way my business is set up. And the guy have capital too. He want to buy and fix and flip. So got this deal, me and my cousin, month ago, and he came close the deal with us yesterday. It's going to be a fix and flip. So it just like now this guy, he appreciate me a lot that I got him into his first deal that quick.
Yeah. And you never know who's watching. Like you said,
You never know.
you really don't. You never know. Um, and I like you said you tell everybody what you're doing. That's very important. And it sounds like you're wanting to grow. I'm assuming your personal brand.
Yeah.
It sounds like so. I'm looking forward to that for sure. Next, then, so what's your vision moving forward for we'll say 2025? Like, are you planning on super scaling, staying about where you're at? In the next year or so, what does your business look like?
Yeah, I want to scale it like more, scale the business more, delegate more, hire more people, um, do more of fix and flip, especially here in Connecticut because I'm here. Even me and my partner were talking about this yesterday. Like, we need to do at least 7, 8 flips at a time, and from there, our goal is to start holding properties, here in Connecticut. um, I was telling him yesterday to keep one of the properties we have to rent it out and just keep it. And we agreed to just keep going until we get to a point where we're doing 8, 10 flips at a time. And from there, we're gonna start like hold properties. That's from fix and flip and holding some rentals. I don't have any rentals for now, and my goal is to have in the future. Um, Focusing more also on getting commercial deals, to close on them and convert and put retail businesses there, whether it's convenience store, coffee shops, any type of retail businesses. And at the same on the other side with wholesaling, trying to scale it more. And my other goal is to do more of building personal brand, do more of the network, and just getting other people to real estate. Without me finding Francisco in the beginning of my journey, I was not going to be able to probably get into wholesaling that fast. And I believe that because God gave me like other people on the way to help me out, I want to help as much people as I can. And whether they pay for the time or not, which most people they will, especially if you just so busy and can't, get everybody to meet with you and spend a lot of time with them. So that's why I'm always out there. I'm always on other places, on coffee shops, restaurants, events, masterminds. Try to go online because, like you say, you never know who's watching. That guy, I got his attention, and he's in New York. Sold him a business. He sold the business. He just like follow what I do and coach him, and now he become an investor with me. And he can't wait for more deals. Like he was like yesterday, he was like, "Brother, if you got any 2, 3 properties, I'm down for it. I'm just going all in."
Yeah.
And he's also going to do a wholesaling like nationwide.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Growing together. I love it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you've said how, basically through like massive action and just grit and then reading to learn, that kind of broke through some barriers for you. Um, what was maybe another like limiting belief or something that you broke through? And maybe it was because of something like, Titanium University. Is there any other, besides the language barrier, what was, I guess, your biggest constraint or bottleneck, and how did you overcome
Um, that's a good question. I don't know, but I think, just first of all, like organizing my day. Like I was all like, I don't know what to do. Why can't I just go into work? Then my biggest thing was like, I have to create like my own reality. I have to create, my day to day like schedule. Like, that was hard to me because of not knowing what I'm gonna do tomorrow. Then you're not gonna achieve anything. So starting organizing my life, first of all, I gotta wake up early no matter what. Pray, read the Quran, go to the gym, working out, and having my coffee and doing self-development. The biggest thing that helped me also is self-development, reading a lot of books. Like I said, attending mastermind. I'm just like, I'm going out there. I'm going out there. What is the opportunity?
it?
Right.
Yeah,
So I think anybody could do all this if you know what you want to achieve and what do you want from your own life, right? I'm not I'm looking at others just to learn from them, but to me, like, I know what I want and I know my vision and where I want to be, and just working, to get to that level.
yeah, I love it. It's like me and my team talk about a lot is what is your why?
Yeah.
And then like, use that to drive you, but like actually what is your why? So
And doing the work, sometimes people will know what's their why, but it comes down also to execution, to do the work, to do your task. To me, like, a successful person is a person who have, you know things to do and he get them done,
yeah.
even if it's a small task. Like, to me, like, okay, I have a schedule, I know what I'm gonna do today, and I have to make that happen unless it's emergency or something like that. But other than that, like, focusing on this every single day, achieving small things to get you to achieve bigger things in your life, you just gotta, like, keep it going like that.
For sure, and that's something I've been trying to work on myself is like time blocking and scheduling. Um, I've gotten better, but I have a lot of room to improve there.
Yeah, we
So
all.
yeah, I don't want to hold you too much longer here. I know you're busy, man. But so for the people here, how can they bring value to you? What deals are you looking for? Where are you looking for them at? How can they get them to you? Maybe an email or something. How are ways can people help you?
Yeah, just you know trying to get more deals, especially in Connecticut, to buy, not wholesale. If anybody want to give me a deal here in Connecticut and everything, numbers works out, we're actually going to buy it from you. Um, and if anybody wants any help with real estate, getting into it, anything, willing to help. I have my Instagram active, the Adnan Qasim. It's with my name, and yeah,
Yeah, and I will. So after this, I'll get your maybe emails, Instagrams, however it's best to communicate, and I'll put it in the description below.
I think that's all. To all people, just take actions and go out there, go build more network, go attend masterminds. This is my advice to everybody I'm talking to. Like, go know more people, let more people know what to do. What do you do? um every day, like, I'm trying every day right now, like, to meet 5-10 new people and take their contact, give them my contact, see what everybody is doing. And the more I do this, the more opportunities I got, you know um I think every day I'm out there. Every day I'm on my office and going to a lot of places every single day, meeting a lot of people, even to a coffee shops. Like I made a lot of money just meeting people at a coffee shop. But you gotta be able to, anybody gotta be able like to talk, to have that communication skills. Just ask what are you doing? Hey, you connect with people. My name is Adnan. What do you do? I do this and XYZ, and how can we help each other? And just put yourself out there. This is I'm a big fan of this. I'm doing it like every day. It's on my schedule.
Yeah, I love it. And like you said, man, you're one handshake away from maybe a whole different life.
Oh yeah.
You never know. You really never know. And I noticed a lot of people have fears of putting themselves out there. But I mean, it's so crucial. I know it's scary, but something like a mindset I go into a lot, and I teach acquisitions on like mindset is you're talking to another human. Like
That's
it's
all.
not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like it's just a person.
It to me, like, my advice to, everybody that gonna hear this, and this is what I talk to everyone I meet and they struggle or they had, some problems in their life. If anybody, like, if someone like came to this country and knowing nothing, not knowing anybody, and is willing to go out there to any place, a restaurant, a coffee, a event, and willing to talk to everyone and know what they're doing and tell them what I do, anybody could do this. Like I was even knocking doors 2 years ago, like knocking doors, and my English was not good as much as now, but I was just doing what it takes, doing these actions, right? And I was believing this is gonna help me a lot. This is gonna improve me, like, for the future. And it does. Like, and to anybody, like, don't be afraid to talk to people. You never know. Like, I'm nosy on this. I even sometimes sitting at the coffee shop or the restaurant, and there's the other table. If I heard them talking about business or real estate, I jump into the conversation. Even sometimes you find a little bit people, they're gonna get like, they're gonna be like a little bit weird too. But to me, like, what I'm gonna lose? Nothing. Okay, I'm gonna jump into the conversation. If they need my help, I'm down, or if I need their help. But if not, that's fine too. Jump to another table,
Yeah.
and I found more opportunities like this as well. Like, you just talk to people. Don't be silent. Don't stay at home. Just go out there, whether on social media or on public, or just person to person. Like, just tell everybody, to everyone, tell everybody what you're doing. If you decide today to get into wholesaling, go out there and tell everybody you're looking to buy houses.
Yeah.
That's it. And I guarantee you, you will get a deal. Anybody, if you start today, you will get a deal. Just like that, free. No marketing. And don't worry about like what are you gonna do next. Find the deal and go on Facebook and find someone to help you out.
I love it. And yeah, thanks Adnan for coming on. Some of the key takeaways I got is take massive action. Don't let roadblocks stop you. Network, put yourself out there, and just always be looking for opportunity.
Yeah,
So
live in the process, and that's it.
yeah, so I love it, man. Thanks for your time.
No,
And
absolutely, my pleasure, brother.
yeah, I'll drop all of Adnan's stuff in the description if you want to reach out to him about coaching, or if you got a deal for him. So it'll all be in the description. And thanks, guys.
Thank you so
There we
much.
go.
Appreciate it, Tyler. Thank you.